let's talk about how to do the research for copywriting. Whenever you need to write a copy, first of all, research is needed. Any content that you're writing, for that, the research is needed. Now, let's understand what types of researches can be there. So first, research is going to be, of course, about the topic. Okay. So whatever topic you've been given, you will, of course, go to several different websites, other reliable resources, and then you will collect and jot down the important information that you want to share with your target audience. You cannot, don't start to share everything in regards to that topic. Okay. That's not possible. So first thing is, of course, your target audience. Then you need to decide that in regards to this topic, what all information, first of all, that I would want to share with my target audience. Okay. Because about one topic, there can be n number of things to share, but you cannot share everything in one post. Okay, or in one content only. So always see the purpose of that content. There are a lot of contents nowadays that people are writing, which is in-depth content. So are you going to write in-depth content, which will have every information in regards to that topic, which means if customer wants to get information in regards to, let's suppose, how to reduce weight. Yeah, that's the only topic, how to reduce weight. Now, this is a very vague topic, guys. So how to reduce weight easily or quickly? If this is your topic in regards to this, if you are writing in-depth content, which means everything which every kind of customer is looking for in relation to weight loss, that every kind of customer would find this content useful, which means if there is a woman who is looking forward for weight loss, above 30, above 40, above 50s, any teenager, diet plan, in-home exercise, gym exercises, what should be the diet, keto diet, protein diet, egg diet, everything, lifestyle changes, everything that is possible in regards to a weight loss. Patients who have thyroid, how would they lose weight? With PCOD, how would they lose weight? If there is diabetes, what precautions you should take care while losing weight? So can you see with one topic how many information can be provided? Now, do you want to write in depth? So it depends on the purpose of your content completely. Then you will outline your content accordingly after doing the research, which takes a time, of course. Okay. But if there is any definite particular content that you're creating, weight loss in thyroid, then you need to figure out that in regards to this, what exact point would I want to mention? Would I want to talk about only the exercises? Do I want to talk about the food that has to be avoided? What all things you want to include in this? This should be your first thing. Okay, whenever you're writing about a topic, then start to research and gather information about it. Okay, and after that, you will, of course, present it as your own content. You will write it in your language. You will present only the pointers you would take from reliable sources always. What can be the reliable sources? Reliable sources majorly will be any government websites wherein you can always rely on them with the information. Any expert's website, if you are writing any medical document, let's say weight loss in thyroid, not a specifically medical document, but something that is related to wellness. Always rely on some hospital's website, any clinic website, any doctor's website. They would always have better information in comparison to any other websites. Okay. So listen to the doctors when they talk. You can join their YouTube channel and you can gather information from there. It is all about gathering information. Always remember, a good copywriting is more about researching and less about writing, because writing doesn't take much time in comparison to research. And that may happen. Your research gets better and better. You would be able to arrange all of the knowledge that you've gathered from everywhere in a much better way after some time. And one thing, yes, you always have to take care that how much time do you have. It's not that you need to submit this content tomorrow and whole day you've invested only in researching. So that is one thing you always have to take care, that how much time can I devote on the research. As good as your research is, your content is going to be as good, of course. But then at times you also have to abide by certain responsibilities towards the organization. Okay, so allow enough time, read the essay question and thoroughly understand it. Begin with a brainstorm. I've already given you the example for that. Achieve a basic understanding before delivering deeper. So again, target audience, you can't miss them. You would understand everything from their perspective. What information are they looking for? If you would have been customer who want this information, what information you would want to add to this particular content? Be careful with web-based research. Okay, because everybody is putting in information out there, not every information is going to be reliable. Even if you've got slightest doubt, please clarify that. Look out for footnotes, don't save doing all your own references until last. The more effort you will put at this stage, the better your essay will be and easier it will be to write, which means content. Use the tips in this article and you will be well to know how to impress. So now let's talk about by directing successful examination establishes the framework for the splendid piece of composing, and it's just as significant as the genius composing part. Numerous students hold back on the pivot stage or sit in the library and not entirely certain where to begin, and it shows in the nature of their exposition. This simply makes it simpler for you to stretch out beyond your companion, and we are demonstrating how. In a very simple way, just understand secret to write a good content. Again, about purpose. So two purposes can be there. One, information. Are you writing this content to provide information or you're selling the copy? Okay, if you are selling the copy, if you want to sell a particular product, now you're writing a content for a product and you want to sell it. If that's the purpose, you cannot miss on competitive research. You will have to do the competitive research. You will have to figure out that how my competitor is doing. What all things do you need to compare with your brand? Of course, you will compare from where are they driving most of their traffic. Is it a direct search? Is it a referral they are getting? Is it a paid content? If they are getting major traffic from social media, okay, so that you would figure out where is it that you have got chance to stabilize your brand. Let us suppose that there is a brand who is doing amazing on Instagram, and most of the traffic that they are driving is from Instagram and not from the website. Now you would have major time and major chances to do well with your website stuff. If they are doing uh, great with their direct and organic traffic, you need to search what all keywords are they using. Okay, what all keywords are they using with which they are trending in the market? Try to see, can you also use those keywords or not? If possible, use those keywords on which your competitor is trending. Also figure out, is there any particular keyword on which your competitor is not trending? Can I use that or not? So you need to do a lot of keyword researches in place. Okay. You need to analyze the landing pages of your competitor. You need to analyze the website also of your competitor, that is there something different that they are doing in order to fetch the customer? How is their CTA page wherein the customer lands at the end? How easy is it? How difficult is it? Are they adding some new items? If there is any particular product, how are they talking about that product to the customers? If you are writing a copy or a content about shampoo, a hair fall shampoo, and you've got, obviously, you will have to see some 3 or 4 competitors who are your direct competitors to see that how are they selling their hair fall shampoo? What are they talking about? Can you also talk that or not? What is your USP then? Which means unique selling proposition. What is your USP? How is it that in front of those 4 5 brands which are already there in the market, your hair fall shampoo would outshine? Why would customer come to you leaving the brands which are already existing in the market? Then you need to also see how are they performing on social media? What is their organic strategies? On what all keywords they are trending? Are you missing on using any keywords? That is called keyword gap. A keyword that your competitor is trending, but you aren't using it. That is called keyword gap. You can use a website called SEMrush and similarweb.com. There is another website which is ubersuggest.com. All these 3 websites works really well when it comes to competitive analysis. Okay, so as a writer, you have to see what keywords that people are using, what keywords my competitors are using. Okay. And after that, you incorporate those keywords in your writing. Okay, that makes your writing different, of course. That makes your writing SEO friendly, and competitive research will keep you intact with the audience in order to fetch them. Okay, because until you will do your competitive research, you won't be able to fetch your audience. You won't be able to get the audience to you until you know how your competitor is performing. What keywords are they using? Because they are already getting the traffic, they're already having the audience. So if you also need audience, you will also have to outshine. Okay, that is why competitive analysis is important. So keep checking the social media pages and the web pages of your competitors, at least of your direct competitors. What do they talk when they talk on social media? How are they presenting their products on social media? What all posts do they put to create engagements? All of this is something that you should take care. Okay. So competitive analysis you can do, as I said, on semrush.com, on ubersuggest.com, and on similarweb.com. All right. I'll see you in the next video, guys.
Yes, now moving to copywriting. So in copywriting, what is copywriting firstly? So basically, copywriting is writing for copywriting is, yes, when you are writing for ad copies, when you are writing in the persuasive style, when you're writing to bring in business, it has to have call to action and all of that, right? So a creative copywriter here, he knows well how to use the storytelling and marketing to craft the business communication well, right? So use the language to kind of create a relationship with your customers, and ultimately they in turn use it to spread the word about you, right? So again, this involves the SEO. When I say SEO, we've spoken all about the SEO, that is the search engine optimization, in module 1. So here the ultimate goal for you to use your SEO is to reach your customers. So when you reach your customers, you are going to be increasing your sales. So that's all about your copywriting. So here you see copywriting is writing the copy, basically to promote, to advertise the brand, its products, its services. This includes, writing copy for billboards, brochures. It could be writing storyboards for the videos to be interactive. And yeah, so it is basically, anything that gets down to send your message across to your audience in a very effective, creative manner that brings in ultimately more business and sales, right? So you have your advertisements, your catalogs, your websites, and all of that. That's your copywriting bit. And some of the, great tips would be to use your second person point of view. So when I say second person point of view, it means to go ahead and incorporate and include the audience into your story, right? So how do you do copywriting? So this is like, having a defined target. Then you do your this is first thing goes into segmenting your market. That is, you try and understand who your market is, where your market is, who your audience are, what is their need, what is their requirement, how you go ahead and cater to their needs, their requirements, and all of that. Then you do a competition analysis, that is, based on the other competitors, products that are available, what is the next competition analysis you need to get down to do. Then try and understand the USP of your product, that is USP being the unique selling point. So what is the USP of your product or your service? Then writing crisp and catchy copy, that is, you need to be very you don't have to overload, and overload of information is like a big no in your copywriting. You need to go ahead and keep your words simple. You keep your words simple. You need to write crisp and catchy copy. Yeah, and it has to be very appealing. Then you need to make sure that you have the CTA, that is the call to action. Make sure the copy is enough compelling, basically, to persuade your customers to go ahead and take a call to action. So here goes techniques of copywriting. So yeah, there are great techniques to go with copywriting. So the storytelling, so you curate a story about the brand that targets the audience and can relate and feel. So here talking about Amul, basically they kind of relate each and every they kind of relate the trending events with, somehow they try and relate the trending news, the events and all of that with their product and their service, right? So this is their main USP to stand out. Then use of active voice. Yeah, you need to use active voice, or that is, I drove the car rather than the car was driven by me, right? So this is your active and passive. So use more of active voice. Here it says first person point of view is suggested. This first person is suggested saying, I use this product, which is why, I have lovely hair and so on and so forth. This is mainly beneficial and useful if you bring in celebrities to kind of endorse your product, or who, if they are the brand ambassadors and stuff. So yeah, then first person works. Otherwise, if you are just directly telling your audience that they need to use this shampoo or they need to use this hair serum and stuff, then it would be like using your second person point of view, right? So there's, you need to have healthy hair, and you need to grow your hair and silky and bouncy, and which is why use your L'Oreal shampoo. So that is your second person point of view. But when Aishwarya is, endorsing the product, it would be used in the first person point of view, saying that she uses L'Oreal, and that is what's making her hair bouncy. So then it is the first person point of view. Then talking about the testimonials, adding testimonials builds the trust of the target in the brand. That's, yes, when you have a lot of testimonials and good reviews being posted by your customers. So adding those testimonials hold a lot of importance, especially on today's websites, and you have good reviews and testimonials being included. Then conversion copy, yes, write copy that can convert leads into customers. So now you're not just aiming into bringing leads for your business, but you're aiming to bring in customers, not even aiming at potential customers, you're aiming to bring in customers. Then yes, you need to go ahead and create the need and desire, and all this has to be done into your copy ads. So you're not just focusing on sending out your message and what your product is about. It's in fact trying to focus on converting them to sales, and creating a need and desire for your product or your service, which is what is going to go ahead and influence their buying decision. The next, moving on, you have effects to add in copywriting. So yes, you have this bizarreness effect. So writing copy that has bizarre information will appeal to your target audience, right? So now talking about bizarre, like Ranveer Singh has a very funny example when he is advertising for this Ching's chutney. So it is like very bizarre. So basically having something very weird. So ultimately, like it or hate it, you cannot forget it. So including bizarre information or effect is a good thing to incorporate in your copywriting. Then fact effect, yes, this is another important point to be considered. So adding facts to the copy that will build trust. So example, Colgate adds, they basically anything that is beneficial and that would benefit the audience by using your product. Any facts, try and bring out the facts and figures that actually has a great impact on the buying decision of the audience. Then you have this fear monger effect, so basically showing the adverse effects of creating. Now here I think you have these salt advertisements doing that, and you also have Dow. When they are comparing their product, they openly compare their product and say the pH balance and so is of Dow does not really hamper your skin. But when they do a test of their of another product, they actually show you by using the low quality products how badly affected your skin can get. So using the fear monger effect is another factor. Then the truth illusion effect, so making the target to believe the truthfulness of a brand and its benefits. So making the audience, or kind of win their faith over your product. Then lowering effect, yes, lowering effect is when you're tempting your audience, you're lowering them, like basically in Kinder Joy, they lure the kids with the toys, so they advertise more of about the toys than the yeah, chocolate part of Kinder Joy. So this is how they are luring the children into boosting their sales. And yes, Kinder Joy is great with their toys as well. So tips to follow for copywriting: the main thing is, do not sound too promotional. Pay attention to the word limit. Be creative. That is what is going to make the reader pause and read. If you are not creative, if you're going to be very boring, they would definitely go ahead and just what do you say, switch over to other alternative information that is more interesting and engaging, or they're just going to scroll over you. So use unpredictable and curiosity developing copy. Copy should be persuasive enough. You need to have a call to action button which is very clear, where they have to subscribe, where they have to buy, where they need to go ahead, the link to go ahead and make their purchases, and having some kind of offers, like if at all they happen to buy your product, or what are the giveaways, or what are the promotional activities that you're getting down with, in order to boost your sales. And borrowing ideas is allowed, but do not copy the copy. So play the idea in your own way. You can obviously take insights, but make sure you do not go ahead and exactly copy paste the idea of another brand. So some samples of copywriting, the juice that launched, which you can go through, and also having a tagline with regards to what your product is about would also have a lot of weightage.
Hello all, welcome. Now let's understand about writing well. So how can you write well? First of all, guys, there is no shortcut to write well. Okay. I'm sure you must have understood by far that writing is all about practice and reading. More you practice, more you write, more you read. That is how your writing will improvise. There is no shortcut to it. And there has been no shortcut with any famous writers as well. You can clearly see write, rewrite, and when not writing and rewriting, then just read. That's the only way. There are no shortcuts. So everybody can be a writer, but then there are very few who are good writers. And that's what we always aim for. Okay. These are some of the mantras, or you can say a few quotes, which has been very famous. The secret of all good writing is sound judgment, get the facts in clear perspective, and the words will follow naturally. The secret of good writing is to say an old thing in a new way, or a new thing in an old way. This particular phrase I personally follow when it comes to copywriting. Copywriting is all about this. If you'll follow this, you can create one of the amazing copies. Products are all same. You will see the same soap. A lot of brands are there. Synthol, Horlicks, Maggie. They used to be there when we were kids. They still exist, and I'm sure they will still, exist in future also. Okay, so what do? They just present the old stuff in a new way. Okay, as per the new market, as per the new society. So you're just saying the same old thing, but in a new way. Cliches are something that has to be always avoided when it comes to copywriting. Okay, like in old era, I mean, a decade before, if you talk about for any shampoo, Sunsilk used to be one of the brands, okay, for all our hair problems. And it used to be one of the very glamorous brands, okay. And when they used to talk in their copies, they used to say, it makes your hair shinier, smoother, okay. And it's a very basic job of any shampoo. It's very obvious for a shampoo to obviously make your hair smooth, to give shine to your hair, to keep your scalp clean. So this was the copy 10 years, 12 years before. Today, now, if you talk about any shampoo and if you're writing a copy and still if you're talking the same thing, that it makes your hair shinier, smoother, it just doesn't make any sense. But of course, you need to present the same shampoo, the same copy you need to write, present it differently. Now we say make it it gives you damage free hair. It controls damage. It gives you frizz free hair. Okay, so the words have got changed. The same thing you're twisting and then presenting it. Okay, so apart from these quotations, there are few things that you can follow in order to write good copy, in order to say that, yes, this copy is powerful. Prepositions are not a good way to end your sentence. Why are you here for? For is a preposition. Don't end a sentence with any preposition. It's just not very professional, doesn't sound right. There are several different ways to write such a sentence. Why did you come here? What brought you here? But don't say, why are you here for? Avoid cliches. Okay, they are old hat. I've told you about cliche. One example I already gave you. Similarly, avoid cliche. Don't go for what is very obvious for that product to do. Everybody is aware of that. If every shampoo is doing the same task, then how is it that people are going to differentiate? Because earlier there was no brand competition. If you talk about skincare, then hardly there were few creams that used to exist, few brands they used to exist. Ponds was one of them. Now Ponds is almost lost amongst the group of so many, the flood of so many brands in the skincare range. Okay, but earlier Ponds was one of the best products exist. It is still is. The quality is good, but then obviously, I mean, the clients, the customers have now started to pay attention to several different brands. They always want to try. So, how would you want to attract the customer towards your brand for which you are writing? If you will keep on saying the same thing that is very obvious for that product to do, then nobody is going to pay attention to your copy or to your product. Ampersand and abbreviation, etc., has to be avoided. Okay, not saying prohibited, but they should be avoided. Abbreviations are not a very good thing to write when you're writing a copy until abbreviations are something. This is one of those abbreviation which is very common and very famous. Like if you write a full form, that will be difficult for people to understand. An abbreviation is more common because remember, you're writing copy for people. Okay, like ATM. If you write a full form of ATM, people won't be able to understand. They comprehend with ATM more in comparison to the full form. Then it is fine. Otherwise, don't use abbreviations. Ampersand. Ampersand is this and sign. You never write and sign. You write and. Okay, apart from if it is a brand image like PNG, in PNG, they have used this ampersand. Reason being that that's a brand image, that's a logo. Okay, apart from that, if you're writing a copy, if you're writing a paragraph or content, don't use this sign. Parenthetical remarks are not necessary, they are unnecessary actually, however relevant. You can write, why do we use parenthetical? We use parenthetical to give extra information. In spite of writing that extra information, in bracket, you just tell the customer about that information. Don't use brackets. Constants aren't necessary. Contractions, okay? So aren't. Don't use this, doesn't sound professional. Aren't, weren't. Don't use it. One should never generalize. What does it mean? We have heard it so far and we've understood it, especially for copywriting, that we are writing our copy for our target audience. Okay, so we always need to analyze first thing that who is my target audience for which I'm writing this copy. This product for which I'm writing belongs to which target audience. Now, after keeping that target audience in mind, we start to create our paragraph and we connect with the fear, desire, and pain points of our target audience. But then try not to generalize all the target audience. If there is any acne cream for which you are writing, let's suppose, who is your target audience? Obviously, men or women or girls, boy, whoever it is, those who have got acne issues. Now, we generally generalize that everybody who's got acne issues is inconfident. They're not feeling confidence in their beauty, in their personality. They're feeling bad about their face and they don't feel like going out, especially in teenagers. We just kind of start to generalize things, which is not very good always, because it's not always necessary that everybody who's facing this problem is depressed, is not feeling good about themselves. There can be several other qualities in them. Try to say it differently. Now let's enhance the beauty that you already carry within you. It's time to show it. If you say something like that, inspire, because when we get too generalized and we get too focused on the pain point and the desire, then we start to write every copy something like this. We understand how frustrating it can be to have acne. We understand that how demoralizing it can be to have the face full of acne. We understand that you don't feel like, going out, or you don't feel like attending parties and all. And customers can be like, no, that's not the case. I'm very much happy. But then, yes, it would be amazing in case, I can just remove these acne from my face. Who would not like to have a clear face, right? So don't always generalize. Comparisons are really bad. Don't compare your product with any other product that come to us because the other product who's your competitor is not providing you this. They are bad. Their product is full of chemicals. We are providing you toxin free products. Just talk good points about your product, leave what your competitor is doing. That competitive analysis is for your internal purposes so that you can write a good copy for your brand. It is not to tell the audience. Don't be redundant. Don't use more words than necessary. It's highly superfluous. Okay. Redundant simply means the words that are redundant, not needed at all in your copy, they make your writing weak. For an example, when you say it's a new innovation, innovation is always new. You don't have to use the word new. If you want to know more redundant words, believe me, you will be surprised to know that you always use them fluently because that's how we are programmed. Okay. Each and every are not to be used together. They are not to be used together, but we still say each is enough. You don't say each and every, but we are in habit of saying that each and everything. Okay. So you can just go Google the redundant word list and you will be surprised to see that how many words that we use in our day-to-day language. One word which is very famous in the copywriting industry, which is buy this and we'll give you free gift. So gift is always free. You don't buy gift. It is a gift because you're not buying it. Okay, not paying for that. So gift is enough. Okay, 12 midnight. Midnight is always at 12. So don't say 12. If you're saying midnight, it is 12. It is understood. So similarly, you'll find many redundant words. Please make a list of those redundant words and figure out that you're never using them. Be more or less specific. This simply means when you write for a brand, and this particular brand has got so many products. Okay. You're writing for a sunscreen. Please talk about the benefits of sunscreen. Please talk about why sunscreen is important. A lot of time we completely deviate our focus from sunscreen to moisturizer, that it is important to moisturize your skin and to follow this routine and that routine. Try to be as specific as possible so that the customer is not deviating from buying a sunscreen. Okay. Exaggeration is a billion times worse than understatement. See, you would have seen advertisements on television. It's a different thing altogether. You may be like when we see advertisements on television, most of the time they are exaggerated. If you see an advertisement of Dettol, Cool Talc, or this Dettol soap in summer season, they would show an advertisement something like that it's 48-degree outside and you're using or you are taking a bath from this soap and you aren't feeling hot at all. You are absolutely cool. This is a pure exaggeration that just can't happen at all. Okay. If it is hot, you will feel hot. But when you're watching it in a video, it just doesn't um it just doesn't look that bad. Although you laugh at it, do you not laugh at such advertisement? Oh, look at him. Is this even possible? But we just let it go because it's a visual interpretation and it is different at times. Just the way you watch a movie and you watch hero fighting with 10,000 people at once and you still laugh and you still accept that movie. It's the same way. Okay. But when you are writing a copy, exaggeration, I mean, you can't really write that here is our cool talc and then you will not be in need of AC. No, you'll just present the best of your product, the best features of your product. So don't exaggerate when you're writing a copy. Don't compare it with the advertisement that you see on television. One word sentences eliminate, of course. Don't write anything in just one word. So if the sentences are not supposed to be lengthy, they are also not supposed to be just in one word. The passive voice is to be avoided throughout the content writing. Passive voice is to be avoided. This thing, I'm sure you are aware of it. This is done by me. No, I did this. Okay. Who needs rhetorical question? Rhetorical questions are good. What are rhetorical questions? Questions for which there are no answers needed. They are obvious. Excuse me. And we are not asking these questions in order to get the answer. Who doesn't want to be successful? You start your copy with this. Who doesn't want to be successful? Who doesn't want to look good? Who doesn't want to be rich? Who would want to be poor? Okay. So in order to help you now for your success, we are here, whatever it is, the copy further. Okay. So rhetorical questions do help. So use them, but not a lot. Never use anything a lot. Anything that is supposed to be used doesn't mean that you keep on using it. Nowadays, you start noticing a lot of advertisement, especially for smaller brands, you would see that they are starting with rhetorical question. It gets irritating after a certain point. Okay. Start to notice advertisements. You'll find a lot of difference. Okay. So these are the mantras to write well. I hope you would follow them. I'll see you in the next video. Now we will talk about how to write an effective and crisp copy. After understanding how you can write well and the few mantras that we have discussed, now we can understand how further you can enhance it. So as we must be, and you must be hearing it from beginning, and we all speak about always about knowing your target audience. You can't just miss them, of course. Identifying who is going to be your reader makes a lot of difference. Otherwise, you will be all over the places. Your content is going to be all over the places. And you would be like, I am writing this for everybody in the world. But that's not the case. Not everybody cares for what you're writing. What you're writing is important only for your intended readers. Okay. If you're writing for an anti-aging cream, no men, no teenage girl, no baby, no child is going to take care of that. It's not needed at all. Only women who really care for their skin and they are aging, they would be the one to care for reading your content related to anti-aging cream and how to use it. What is the usage? How exactly, why is it necessary? How exactly aging works? Okay. A teenage girl won't really care for that, is it? So that is why you need to take care of the fact that who is my intended readers? What exactly would they like to know? And you would use all of that information with clarity. And that is when, you write a content which is intended for those readers. You're never writing for everybody in the world. Then you segregate the technical expertise from your general audience. So let's take the same example. If you're writing for anti-aging solutions and you're writing for a clinic, you're writing for hospitals, you're writing for a dermat, okay, then you can use some technical terms that are used specifically for skincare. Okay, but if you're writing the content for general audience on any website so that they know how anti-aging creams really work, how anti-aging procedures really work, then you need to break them into a very simple language so that they can understand how exactly these technologies are working for their skin. Otherwise, it is just going to be useless for them. So use the technical terms with wisdom. Just understand whether or not I should use it in this content. If you're writing a content for dermatologist and you're using all the similar simple terms, it is a waste of time, okay? Because a dermatologist who is a skincare specialist would need a very specific terminologies to use when it comes to skincare, okay? So that is when the intended audience comes into picture. Okay, then writing a complete good web content when you are writing it for a website, always see that, I mean, this is just, you can say, a format, or you need to see that your content should include all of this. So in the beginning, it is the brain, okay, just like human body works. So the brain, which means brain has got information, all the educational things, the information and the practical usage, okay, that is all there in the brain. So your content should have something to inform to the audience, some education to give to the audience. This is the feature of the product. This is how it works. This is where you can use it. This is for who it is designed. Okay, the practical usage of that, that is the brain. Then the skeleton. Is your content well organized? Is it not that you're talking about the price of the product in the first, and then you're talking about the benefits of the product? It has to be other way around. First of all, you would relate that product to the audience's need, and that is when you will tell the audience that this is the benefit of using this product. And at the end, the price comes when you ask the audience to take the action through your CTA. It cannot be other way around. So you need to see if it is well organized, and in total from beginning till end, it has to make some sense. Okay, then the muscle, does it pull you in? Does it make you feel like wanting it, needing it? Because no matter how hard you try to push your product forward to the audience that just buy it, salesy thing always irritates people. Understand it this way: if you've been there in the market anywhere wherein salesmen or saleswomen exist and they are just forcing you to buy a particular product, please take it and come here, you just get very irritated with that. Okay, you will be pulled towards the product automatically when the product is showcased in a way that yes, you feel like yes, I am in need of it. Okay, so similarly, you need to write the content in relation to a product in a way that the customer or the reader is like, yes, I need it. So as we would have just read it before, that always remember, when you're writing a copy, you are never selling anything, although copywriting is about selling, but you're never selling anything. What you're doing instead, you are providing a solution. If you will write with that attitude, you will never go wrong. Okay. And the heart, that does it entertain you? Does it resonate? You can't say that if you're writing a copy, it can be without a story, it can be without touching the heart of the readers, it can be without emotion. And that is why emotional words, the usage of emotional words matter when it comes to copywriting. Then writing with clarity, because the content has to be readable as well. So writing with clarity simply means that, first of all, you will have to see, do I understand what I'm writing? Do I fully believe in what I'm writing? Not that you've written anything and you're not able to believe in your product. So how would you expect that the readers or the customers would believe in what you're writing? Okay. So if you really, I think the best way that I use is that when you write something, read it like a user, like you are now the reader. Read it and just see, are you attracted towards it or not? Are you able to understand it completely without forcing your brain even a bit? Because people do not have time. They usually, an average reader spends hardly 2 to 3 minutes on internet in a day. That too to read a content at a glance, never to pay full attention to each word that's written. Okay. So you see it yourself, that are you able to understand it without putting a lot of pressure on your brain? If yes, then it is done. Okay, then it has to be simple. Simple means don't use core technical words for normal audience. Okay, writing well and writing crisp copy doesn't mean using complicated and fancy words at all. Yes, the words has to be trendy. Trendy and fancy are two different things. The words has to be trendy, which means what's going on in the market. At times, even if the customer is not very well literate and not specialized in a particular field, but because there is some words, some terminologies that are very famous in the market, that are trending in the market, that person understands. Like from last few months, in terms of skincare range, collagen is a word that's getting trend. Okay, it's just trendy. If you are selling any product and you're not talking about, I mean, skincare product, and you're not talking about that it enhances your collagen or it increases your collagen, people tend to not buy it, and they are getting more fascinated towards collagen even when they don't understand what exactly collagen is. Okay, so these these are called trendy words. Even if it is difficult, people understand them because somehow they know that if they don't understand technically what is collagen, that it is a skin protein to just always stop your skin from sagging. They know that this is something good that should be there in a product. Okay. So using trending word is a different thing, but don't use difficult word in order to make your copy good. Always move hands in hand with technology. As in when the technology is getting obviously enhanced every single day. Now a lot of AIs are there. People love watching small videos. People love seeing everything in infographic in spite of seeing. Customer will prefer reading something in infographic than reading a complete black and white page. Okay. it is simple. It is as simple as that. It is true for you also. Like you also stop when it comes to Instagram or any other social media account or anywhere else. You will be bored if you will just have a look at black and white content with some headings and subheadings and all. That's it. Okay. So use infographics, templates, images. Your infographic should talk at least 85% of your content. Looking at the infographic, like when you see weight loss content and you see a woman with a perfect figure, that is the image. So you don't have to think twice. Anybody, as I said, only the intended readers, okay? Anybody who is struggling with weight loss, who wants to pursue weight loss, would immediately stop. And after that, content comes. So image always comes first, okay? And your content becomes more productive automatically. Be patient while facing problems and removing it. Okay, be patient. At times, you will see that your content is not doing well, but that doesn't mean that you will just be like, no, I can't write. Okay, you have to always figure out what is going wrong. Am I doing something wrong? And at times, it happens that, because of a lot of competition in the market as well, your content doesn't get a lot of likes, a lot of views. Okay, it takes time. Always remember, it is a work of a lot of patience. It takes time to be appear on Google and to be there and to be on the top page and to rank the website. Okay, always interact and take feedback from the experts. Display a good oriented approach. Don't wait for any inspiration. I will get inspiration, then only I will write it. And I'm not talking about it specifically in terms of when your client is giving you any project and you're working as a job. A content writer or a writer's job never stop. If you're just waiting that once I'll have project, then only I'll work. Okay, in the initial days of your career, of course, okay, you won't ever be successful. Believe me, all of those fascinating writers and jobs that you see, they work always and they would have worked a lot before. It's just that you don't know. So you have to keep writing. Copywriting isn't just limited to writing for a product. If you see all the advertisements and the advertisements not only on television but in magazine, newspapers, or in the website, you would see that that is always creating some sort of story around relationships, around general people's life. So if you are not getting inspiration from them, if you're not understanding to the core your customer, that why is it that this customer would be in need of certain products, okay, you won't be able to write that effective copy. So don't wait that I will get inspired. Just start observing people around you. Just see in relation to a particular product that what kind of a customer would want to buy it. Okay, write every day, read every day. If you're not finding any storybooks or anything, just make it a habit. Like I'm in habit of reading everything. When I buy my grocery, I read what's written on the boxes. It will enhance your vocabulary. It will let you know that how exactly a particular product has to be presented. Don't stop writing at all at any cost. Analyzing your copy. Now, when you need to analyze if I've written a good copy, just see, are you giving them anything unique, which is USP? Any promises, any offers, any testimonials, which just proves that whatever you are claiming about this product is good. At times testimonials really help, especially nowadays. You would always find testimonials with the WhatsApp screenshots or Google reviews. Call the reader to take an action. Does this copy, if you will read as a user, is this copy inspiring you to take the action, which means CTA is strong enough or not? Okay, if you would read this copy as a user, would you take the action immediately to buy this? If yes, then your copy is good. Grab attention, eye-catching marketing, copywriting, empathize and okay, empathize. Empathy and sympathy are two different things. I'm not going to get into it in detail, but I'm sure you're aware of it. It's not that you're crying or you're feeling the exact pain of, or you're making your copy very emotional. It's just that in a very nutshell, you're touching that point, that pain point of the audience, wherein they feel like, yes, this is what I actually want. And a lot of time audience do not even know that there is a solution to something. And you're like, no, there is a solution. You can definitely use this product. This is going to work out like this. Okay. So the moment you touch that desire of the customer, you're good to go. Okay, be clear of what solution you are providing. Don't exaggerate. Like these copies are never good when you read such copies like apple cider vinegar reduce your weight. They are selling apple cider vinegar and they are saying that reduce your weight from 5 to 10 kgs with this. It is impossible. Always give them clear solution that how it works. It works because it increases your metabolism. If you are having it on empty stomach every day morning, this will aid to your weight loss journey, and you will be able to reduce weight much quicker along with the rest of the procedures that you're following. But a lot of copies are misunderstood just in order to sell the product, that people start to think, and I've seen them in real time, that they start to think, okay, I'm just having this and it is going to help me reduce weight. No, not at all. Okay, so be very clear of what solution are you providing. People are not fool nowadays. Copywriting has become a complete different task than what it used to be. Earlier, people were believing in what you were telling them. Whatever advertisements were there, like Fair and Lovely, it makes you fairer. People were believing in them. Not now. Okay, they always analyze every penny that they spend. Okay, so they want it to be worth. All right, after this, we are going to talk about social media copywriting. Hello all. So as I said, now we are going to talk about writing for social media. Obviously, one of the most popular platform nowadays, and majorly, even if you become a copywriter, there is a lot of work that you do on social media. So let's understand a few things. In spite of understanding something very technical or theory, keep yourself at a place wherein you are just a customer, and when you scroll your Instagram, Facebook, okay, and you suddenly, while you're scrolling, you suddenly stop at certain post. So what is it that prompts you to stop at that post? That is obviously an infographic. So I always say that infographic really plays a vital role when you write copy for social media. There is no other way that you think you would write an amazing copy, you would describe your product well, you would do this, that, you will use all fancy, attractive, beautiful power words. That all comes later. But first thing first, and that is your infographic, which has to be absolutely clear. You need to understand that for which product are you writing, what kind of fonts you should use. The visual appeal matters. The font should be absolutely clear so that the customer is not pressurizing enough to just understand what is it that you have written. Okay, so what makes social media copywriting different in comparison to when you write for, web? Social media copywriting becomes different, as I said, that major part covers up in the infographic. So whatever you want to say, you are not going to write long essay, long paragraphs. Even when, if there is any social media platform that is providing you word limit, like Instagram provides you a lot of word limit at about, I think, 2,200 words you can write in there. Okay, but you should avoid, not avoid, I would say, if you're creating a copy, never ever just write that complete essay. Okay, just think of yourself as a customer. The moment you reach at any post and you start to read, even if it is interesting, the moment you reach to a point wherein it's written more and dot dot dot, which means you need to click for the rest of the content. And the moment you see, oh my God, it's a complete essay written, you just leave it. You don't have time to stay and to just read what it is that it's written. Majorly, 85% to 80% of the topic of what you want to deliver to the audience is conveyed through infographic. People just have a look at infographic. They will scroll, even if you are posting 4 to 5 pictures and you have mentioned 50% discount, 60% discount, the features of your product. People enjoy reading that. That is very soothing to the eyes. Okay. And the visual appeal should be, the visual appeal is something that you should take care of. Creating infographic doesn't mean that you will put so many colors in that you will use all kind of fonts, that you're not taking care if your content that you are mentioning should have a proper space. So please have a look. I always suggest that create your social media account on at least Instagram, Facebook, and start to follow a few big brands, okay, big brands and few mediocre brands, and start to follow what are they posting. Start to follow Follow Amazon, follow Myntra, a few e-commerce website as well, and just have a look always at how is it that they are posting. Try to recreate. I'm telling you from the perspective of practicing. Try to recreate a few posts if possible, and post it in your Instagram account as a sample work. Create your separate Instagram account, okay, for your practice, for yourself. So again, you need to understand whether you want to create your personal branding and you are creating this social media account for yourself, whether you're creating it for sampling purpose, like if your aim is to become a copywriter and you want to work for any other organization or as a freelancer, initially when you will start, people would want to know, especially if you're a fresher, you always face this challenge that you don't have any sample work. And this is a very good way to impress your interviewer if you are a fresher, that start to recreate a few posts. And you can always write in your Instagram bio that you are a fresher and you love writing, you've got this huge passion. Create a very impressive bio. It creates a very good impression as a writer's profile. Okay. And now you can show this profile, that link you can mention in your resume. And if somebody asks you for your sample work, that person obviously is aware that you're a fresher. But majorly what happens when you're a fresher and the only exam answer that you give, that I'm very passionate towards writing, and if given a chance, I would be able to prove myself and all of that stuff, that is something very bookish. Like everybody talks about it, being a fresher. But how would you exactly prove that you're actually passionate about writing? So if you have got any Instagram account or Twitter account, any one or two social media platforms where you do this sampling work, create your profile on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional profile wherein you don't write in casual language, but you follow people from your industry and they start to follow you. And then you can do blogging out there in a very formal language. And, you know, your interviewer can have a look at these profiles and can figure out that, yes, you've got this passion, that even when you are not earning anything out of it, you love write and you can create something. So it creates a very good impression. So do this. This is what my suggestion would be. Okay, now let's come back. What exactly makes social media writing different in comparison to web? I said that you don't write in paragraphs, you write a lot of punchlines. Storytelling is a very major part of social media copywriting. You love to create a kind of story to give it to your customer, and they love reading that story. Okay, and major part you cover. Even if you have to post 3 or 4 infographics to cover up what you want to say, it will be better than writing 3 or 4 paragraphs on social media platform. Completely avoid them. Understand that which social media has got which purpose. Okay, highlighting your brand and its personality on social media is what sets every organization apart. So if you're working for any organization, you will see from small to big, every brand is on social media nowadays, and it's like follow us on here, on Twitter, on Instagram. And if you being a copywriter joining their social media team, okay, your job will be to highlight their brand. So every day post is going to be different. At times, if there is a discount season, like this is a festive season now, okay, every company runs a few discount, then you will post about that. If there is a new launch, you will post about that. At times when there is nothing, because posting cannot stop, then it will be about how to use this product, what are the benefits of this product. At time on social media, you will also post some of the biggest achievement of the organization. It's not always about product. So keep this in mind. As a social media team, it is not only about that you are going to just talk about the product features, and if there is any product which is getting launched and you need to just sell that product, then only you will post something. No, it is about making that brand trustable, creating that brand awareness. Okay, so every day you have to post something so that people are following more and more. You have to work towards you, especially for some smaller brands wherein followers are not a lot initially. You may have to work towards getting organic follower, people who really love to follow you, who really love your products, your company, your brand. You need to create that trust. So at times you create some engaging post as well. That was it. What is it that you love about this product? Or what other enhancement that you think should be there in this product, especially if your company is new in the market. And this makes the audience really valuable. They think that you value them, you value their opinion, and they would come forward to tell you that yes, you can add this to your product, and I wish if this could have been added, it would have been better. So it's not that you will take all of those opinions and then you will start to recreate the product. That's not your job. But you know what is happening with this? It's just that you're making them feel valuable, and they are starting to follow you. One customer will say something, other will say something else, then they will talk. This is how the chain system, that whole engagement gets created. Make sure any of your post is not talking about any religious political factor. Never ever on social media. Even if you are creating your personal social media account, never talk about, no matter whatever is going on in the world, but if you need followers for your account, never talk about any sensitive issue out there. Okay, but yes, if it is about country, please do it. Everybody, every organization, every brand post something on Independence Day, on Republic Day, on 2nd January, on Diwali, Eid. Every brand does that, right? That talks country as a whole. Do that. Okay, so it's not always, it will be about only brand, product. People love to see the brand, especially nowadays when they buy something from a brand. People really love admiring that brand, that if we are buying that brand actually contains some value, that brand actually has some ethics. Okay, there are a lot of brands nowadays, when they're getting launched, they talk about that we are completely um earth family, as in we our products, when we are producing them, they are not harming mother earth in any way. Okay, they talk about it, that it is environmental safely products. The plastic that we are using is recyclable, so it's not harming the nature in any way. The product that we are producing in our factory, they are not harming nature in any way. That we are taking care of the waste. And what do you have to do with this? I mean, you are just a customer. You just have to use the product. If it is beneficial for you, if you can afford it, you will buy it. But still, companies are mentioning all of this. Companies are telling you, this is what we call creating stories. Companies are telling customer nowadays everything about it. Okay, they are creating brand stories. Okay, why? Because people prefer getting associated with such brands. That, I would buy from this brand because that this brand is doing something good to the country or something good for the environment. Okay, so it all matters. Don't think that it just doesn't matter and people are only interested in branding and in product, I mean, posts that are related to product. So you can do a lot when it comes to social media. You can create your company's image for which you are working, of course. In the eyes of the customer, you can make it an absolute god if you want to, only with your post. That what extra at times you will also see that companies do post their work culture as well. Like every company has got an office, right? The workplace. A lot of time they post their workplace images as well to show that how nicely they're working. Okay, and if it was some sort of celebration, how is it that they have celebrated this special occasion? Maybe Diwali, maybe 15th August, what have they done? Okay, so it just makes, why would any brand do that? It just makes a customer feel very relatable to the brand. Okay, and they feel it like, like home, and then they love to follow you. And that is how you are going to convert those audience at times into your customers, because audiences are loving your post, they're watching your post on daily basis. And the moment you launch any other new product, and now when you are talking about that, here is our new product, the same audience who was just following you and watching your post and getting engaged can now buy products from you. Okay, they become, so copywriting is the best way to convert your regular audience into customers. Okay, so it's just that you need to understand which platform is for which purpose. Facebook, keep it short. Twitter is more about information. Don't write something descriptive, no emotions, this and that. It is a very straightforward kind of a platform, wherein it is, anyways, they don't provide you much space. It's just 240 characters is what you have. So it is more informative. You can't put your ideas, opinion. I mean, you don't have that much space. It is a lot informative. Okay. And hashtags works really well on Twitter. So you need to figure out that related to the product, what all hashtags are famous, and you need to follow those hashtags in order to start gaining followers. Okay. Facebook also is using hashtags nowadays. Okay. Facebook is a lot about, again, videos, infographics. Instagram, again, is much more popular in comparison to any other social media platform nowadays. Okay. Instagram provides you a lot of space to write, but as I said, please don't start to utilize that space. Keep it again limited to photos and videos and creating engagements, creating high quality photos, and create a lot of engagements, as much engagement as you can create. And engagement means that if customer is engaging and asking any question, commenting on something, you should also be available to answer it. That is when they feel valuable. So, copywriting secrets for social media will be 4 C's, 4 U's, and AIDA. AIDA works everywhere: attention, interest, desire, action. Okay, 4 C's means clear copy, concise means you don't have much space, be as specific as possible. Compelling means in a very short and simple words, you are talking uh, the best features about your brand and creating credibility about your brand. You are talking about the usefulness of the product. You are creating urgency by telling that why your product is so amazing that the customer should not delay and buy it immediately, what is so unique about this product, and being ultra specific, because you don't have time to beat around the bush and talk about. So upselling is also not done in social media a lot of time. Like you're talking about sunscreen and then at the same time you're like, okay, buy our moisturizer as well. Yes, that's a different deal if there is some sort of package or deals like BOGO offer and all that you created, that buy this and get this free. That depends on the company completely. Okay, if they are offering something, creating post on that is a very, it's a different thing altogether. Okay. Who is it for? Again, target audience. Why should that person care for your post? When can they get it? You need to tell them if you're ordering it today, it will take this much time. What do they have to do next? As in, when you are creating call to action, make everything very clear that click on this button and after this is what you need to do. You must have seen nowadays, I mean, from small to big brand, they've got this one link wherein they click and the order just gets placed within 2 or 3 minutes. Social proofs really work well in social media copywriting. Okay, providing social proofs like WhatsApp chats, um, Google reviews, they work really well. Okay, in getting the making your brand credible, like the people should trust you. Okay, the strategies would be more or less same, the same strategies that you follow in any copywriting: a strong call to action, ask questions to create engagement. The one that I just told you, what do you think should have been done? What have you done? If there is nothing, what have you done to celebrate your Independence Day? What that one thing that you love about your country? And what is that one thing that you would want to improvise? Don't say hate about your country. What is that one thing that you, if you given a chance, you would want to improvise? A lot of customer would start to follow your brand after this engagement. Okay, create beautiful engagements wherein customers are able to just think and they would love to reply. Okay, create emotions in your post. It works well. I mean, that one punchline is enough. Creating emotion, don't get confused that emotions can only be created by writing lengthy paragraphs. One punchline, 100% it works. Learn to create punchlines. Follow so many products and brands wherein and follow their punchlines. Write down their punchlines and figure out why exactly this punchline. And don't get confused again between punchline and tagline. Tagline is different. Every brand has got a tagline. That also is a part of copywriting. If there is a new brand, you may want to create a tagline for that brand. But punchline is something that just you would say pitching your product with that punchline. Okay, so what punchline you should write? It should contain some sort of emotions. Hashtags are important, but understand on which platform to use, on which platform hashtags are not needed. LinkedIn doesn't follow hashtags. Okay, write in a conversational manner. Social media copies are more like the way we talk. test different lengths of the post, keep a consistent brand image, post frequently. Consistent brand image simply means that you would always find that one brand, when they post, their posts are mostly in the same color, so that the moment you look at that particular image of the post, you would be able to figure out, this is for this brand. It will always happen. Always see. Mintra post everything in the pink background. Nykaa post everything in the pink background. So they've got this consistent brand image. They don't keep on changing their background colors a lot. They don't experiment with that at all. So you need to know your character limits to hashtag or not to hashtag, understand the purpose of each social media. As I said that LinkedIn, you can't talk personal stuff. It is all about professional. It is all about supporting each other with their profession and helping each other, giving ideas, giving tips, taking ideas, everything that is related to your profession. Define your voice plus tone. One voice is brand voice, one voice is personal voice. Whether you are talking about brand voice, then we say we. Okay, so if Samsung is writing, then we always take care of our customers. If you are writing, if this is any personal brand, then you would say I. Okay, so always see if you're talking about personal brand or if you're talking about brand, which is you're talking about brand voice or you're talking about personal voice. Give it some feeling with emotional language. Okay. Twitter has got, now the Twitter's characters are 240. Facebook has got 206 character limit. Instagram, no character limit is there. As I said, you can write as much as you want. Pinterest has got 500 characters. LinkedIn has got 600 character limit. Twitter, you can hashtag. Facebook, hashtags are not very popular, but you can use them. It doesn't really matter. In Twitter, hashtag really matters. Instagram, hashtag really matters. LinkedIn does not use hashtags. Pinterest, just one or two hashtags. Again, not very popular to connect with the customers. These are just the demographics given that which social media is much more famous amongst the audience. Okay, so the much more famous is of course LinkedIn when it comes to business development. Okay, when it comes to business audience, B2B. So LinkedIn will be the one. YouTube, in case you are creating brand awareness, service industry. Okay, a lot of how to videos, how to do this, tutorials. YouTube works really well. YouTube channel, if you want to create your own personal brand. And Twitter is about public relation. And after this, Pinterest. Okay, these social media accounts are not that famous, although Pinterest is getting a lot famous lately. Okay, but majorly, I believe when you will work as a copywriter, these will be the platforms that you will work a lot. That is LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, and Instagram, of course.